Alright folks, it's time to look at Sheeva. I consider Sheeva to be pretty low tier because she has no range. Her pokes are awful. She has 2 or 3 moves that has some range. Other than that, you have to constantly dash forward and try to get in. So she's bad, in my opinion. Now, being Queen is variation 3. That's the one we're going to look at. It's SonicFox playing her, so obviously he's going to make her look good. So we'll get right into it, and I'll try to break down some of the techniques so we can learn how the pros play. Let's get it. Alright, already. Look at this here. Already, within 7 seconds. Look at what happened. Okay. So he does back two. Back two is the overhead, right? When she stomps, and the first one is a mid, the second one is an overhead. So against Sheeva players, you have to stand block all the time. Like I said, her pokes are crap, so there's not really a good incentive to crouch block, other than, you know, she's gonna do down one, which is a mid. So why crouch block anyways? So then he does back two, which is the overhead, which is the mid, and then the overhead comes. Instead of doing the overhead, he special cancels and to the low and grabs the leg. So it becomes an unreactable 50-50. Alright. So that's a basic combo that we just saw. Sonic do. So he does 2-1 into battle scars. 2-1 into back forward 4. And then if you don't amp it, it's a side switch. So let's look at what he does now. 2-1. Alright, very interesting. So he does 2-1 into Death March cancel. You can do Death March cancel into pretty much everything. It's good for pressure. It's very fast, in my opinion. So you can go for a grab, and then when people realize that you're starting to grab after you cancel the march, you can start going for mids. So mix it up like that. And what he does is he ends it with the normal Dragon Toe release, right? So you just do back forward 3, and then you just release it, and that's the normal slow ass kick. I don't have the frames in front of me, but it's a slow kick. It's like 30 frames or something on startup. But it's +4 on block, which is very nice, which means it's still your turn. 2-1, Death March cancel into forward 4-4, Death March again. Now just a quick tip here, forward 4-4, you know the kick that she does? You don't want to do that on block because it's -10. If you're going to do it, you might as well complete it, which is -6, which is forward 4-4-3. But then he did 4-4, forward 4-4 into Death March, which is +4. But eventually Kombat interrupted him after he staggered the overhead. Yeah. You really have to be careful when you're with Sheeva and any other variation than variation 1. Because if you go for the dragon drop, only variation 1 can you move her to the left or the right. Which means that if someone moves, it's a 50-50. If you move to the right and she goes to the right, you're going to get crushed. In this one, they only have to move a little bit and they can fully punish you. So I don't really recommend jumping. Unless it's a hard read, they're throwing a projectile. While they throw the projectile, then you lunge. Alright, we're seeing a little bit of footsies. Tiny little bit of footsies. She backdashes, forward 1-2-2, Death March. So, which is nice in variation 3. It's a 50-50 variation, and you have a launcher as well, just like in variation 2. So now what he does back 1-2-2, which is, it starts with a mid. It has a tiny little bit of range, which is why what he did was back up, do forward, do back 1-2-2, and he got him, he whiff punish him. Then he does a Death March Kutan kick, which is up 3. So you do the Death March, back forward 3, you hold 3, and then you hold up and let go of 3. Takes 1 bar of offensive meter, it launches them, and then you can continue your combos. Alright, that's nice. Back 3. Back 3 is an overhead. It has a little bit of distance. 120 for an overhead starter, which is very, very nice. It's safe too, I think it's -5, let me confirm. Yes, I was right, it's -5 only, so you can abuse it. So he's gonna do 2-1 into Queen's Punishment, which is down back 4. When you amp it, if you are the opponent, you're gonna bleed. When you hit, when you do anything like that, as the opponent, if you walk, jump, or dash, you're gonna suffer chip damage. Very interesting. I think it's the only mechanic like that in Mortal Kombat. So let's look at the life here. So he does it. After that, it's gonna do 2-1, down back 4, amp. Okay, look at the life. Ah, you see? He's suffering chip damage just for moving. I think that back 1-2-2 is the go-to mid for Sheeva. Has a little bit of range, the little range that she has. Look at her pokes. I told you that her pokes are shit. Look at this shit poke. That was down 3. What the fuck? A buff that she needs is just to extend her range with her pokes. Like, redo the animation. It's so shit. Back 1-2-2. Beautiful with punishment. 2-1. Switch his side when you don't amp. Very nice. Alright, you see the interruption I was telling you about? It's a mid, but it's so slow that you can interrupt it. That's the death walk. Jump kick, 2-1, battle scars, amp. He does forward 1 into battle scar. Very interesting. Alright, that's a very simple combo. Everyone should be able to do this when you start learning Sheeva. So he does 2-1 and 2 battle scars. 2-1 and 2 battle scar. Very easy. Battle scars back forward 4. Very easy. If you simply do 2-1 on block, it's unsafe. It's -10. If you do 2-1 on block, you see he's blocking, you have to do 1 again. 2-1-1. If he does 2-1 and you confirm, then that's when you go for battle scars, which is back forward 4. Back 4. The sweep of Sheeva is good. So I mentioned 2 things that are rangy for her. Well, it's going to be 3. The 2 main rangy things are her sweep, back 4, and then her forward 1, which is one of the mids. It's like a 2-hit string off of the mid. So there's that, and then the one that has a little bit less range but is still rangy is back 3, which is the overhead that, you know, crushes and then he stomps on the face. It can't combo though. Okay, look at this here. He's gonna do forward 4, okay? Forward 4 is trash when it comes to range. It has horrible range, but it's a mid starter. It's a fast mid. It starts in 10 frames. It starts in 10 frames, okay? So it's fast. So what he does, SonicFox, is he dashes forward after he knocks him down to set up that forward 4. And he does forward 4, 4, into Death March, cancel, and grab. Look at this. There we go. Beautiful. The cancel is quick with Sheeva. It's very hard to see. Alright, that's the back 3 I'm telling you about. Oh, it crushes. What's the requirement again? Okay, back 3, which is the overhead, which has a little bit of range, not bad. It crushes if it counters a low attack or a ducking attack. So let's see what happened. Did he try to poke? Yeah, he tried to poke. It's gonna be a hard crushing blow to get, but sometimes it's gonna happen. Ah, see what I told you guys. Now SonicFox, what he has to do, see, he tried to do 4-4-4 into Death March, cancel, grab, but he did it. Kombat is smart, he's a good player. He got cut twice, and recently as well, with the same exact tech. So what SonicFox has to do now, has to Death March, cancel into the back 1, which is a mid. That's what he has to do, or down 1, because Kombat knows that he's going for throws after he cancels the Death March. There you go. What did I tell you? SonicFox is smart as hell. He adjusted immediately, but Kombat saw it coming as well. 2 very high IQ level players. Okay, look at this. He's going to do forward 4-4 into Death March, cancel, and now he's going for the poke instead of the grab. Look. Okay, it wasn't forward 4-4. It was actually 2-1, but same concept. You can cancel the Death March off of any string, even a 1-hit string. Doesn't matter, right? And the reason why you go for down 1 is because Sheeva's pokes, they're crap. However, they have a lot of hit advantage. Down 1 is what? Down 1 has 14 hit advantage. It's a guaranteed trap. It's a guaranteed jail if Aaron Black gets poked and does not block. After you get poked by Sheeva, you absolutely have to block. It's super easy to jail because her normal starts in, her standing 1 starts in 8 frames. Her plus frames of the hit advantage of a down 1 is 14. You see why it's easy to frame trap, to jail, I'm sorry? That's why. And that is why Foxy Grandpa is able to do the only stomps abuse, right? I don't know if you saw his stream. He does down 1, and then he waits until the guy is out of hit stun and grabs. Or then he does down 1, and as soon as the other guy ducks to his throw, he starts to do down 1 into standing 1. It's a perfect technique, which is super easy and works well with her if you can get the pokes in. I actually recommend you do down 3 because I think down 1 has a little bit more range, but down 3 has more hit advantage. The hit advantage of down 3 is 15 instead of 14. So you have like 1 extra frame to try to jail. Alright. Covers distance. Look at this. Covers distance with the sweep and then 2-1 goes into grab. He did 2-1 and 2 down 1 earlier. Now he goes into the grab. Very nice. Okay, very nice. Sometimes he completes the string. Sometimes he staggers it. Both safe on block. Both options. Let's talk about Sheeva's projectiles. Sheeva's projectiles are good because the amp, obviously is a mid, is very hard to differentiate from the normal, which is a high. So it's dangerous to simply neutral duck or projectiles. I usually just block them because I can't react to the difference between an amp and a non-amp. The only difference is like a little bit of blue in its animation and it's a bit bigger. Let's look. This does amped, non-amped. It's so hard to see and it comes by so fast. Back 1, 2, 2, 1 and then works. Oh no. Guys, what did I tell you? It's +4 on block. Look, Sonic using the block advantage. 2-1 and to Death March on block is +4 and then he reinforces it with down 1. He couldn't get the follow-up, but that's how it works. Brilliant. Brilliant IQ move. Okay, so Sonic did down 1 Queen's Punishment amp, which as you know, as soon as Aaron Black moves, it's gonna chip. He forces him to move by jumping on him. It's a guaranteed victory. So he moves and dies from chip, or he doesn't move and dies from the stomp. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for SonicFox's Sheeva. Please like, subscribe if you have not already subscribed. I like to break down pros techniques like that because they don't often tell us how they don't teach us how they play, so it's fun to really analyze what they do. Okay guys, peace.